So there's been some concern about DHS funding, and a viewer from St. Paul is concerned that there have been cuts to what she describes as cuts to homelessness programs, and she's indicating that that decision doesn't make any sense to her. Let's talk about DHS funding. Talk about it on the House side first, I guess, because I think that's where a lot of the attention is focused.
Well, Barry, there has been a lot of attention. We in the House have followed a model of Illinois and other states where they look for fraud, folks that are getting public assistance that aren't eligible, aren't deserving, or are in the wrong program, or sometimes even are getting less than they should be. They should be in a different program that's better for them. And other states have gotten significant money returned for investing in those investigations. And Minnesota is one of the last states in the amount that we spend on looking for fraud in the system. And so we're getting the least back. I think it's important we look at that and follow that. People want that money spent. We want the people that are eligible for it to get the money. I think there's legitimate questions. How realistic is the House in its proposal? We think it's got good legs to stand on. We think it could really bring real results to Minnesota. It's more of a long-term picture. It's not going to get everything done in the first couple of years, but we would like to see some reform there because we do want to take care of the homeless and the physically and mentally challenged and the senior citizens that need to be taken care of. And we prioritized nursing homes and group homes, and so we're hopeful we can do some good increases for them. But I will tell you, I think that area of the budget will be the biggest challenge. We talk about transportation, K-12, higher ed, the environment, and the different areas we have. But I think the differences in DHS and Health and Human Services are going to be the real challenges for the leadership to come together and find where can we come together. I think Chairman Dean and why can't
Senator Laurie?
Yeah, Senator Laurie. I didn't want to refer to him by his first name, and it's and so thank you. But I think the two of those, the two chairmen there, have to come together and find a way to, and the administration to get, because that's a big issue. It's huge.
Senator Chamberlain, any thoughts on Department of Services?
I would agree with my House colleague that we want priorities, and the priorities should be those people most at risk. And too often we see that the money's not getting there or it's being put other places. And whether it's homelessness or we focused on the PCAs, the personal care attendants, and the 5% increase in the nursing homes, things like that. But it's about priorities and putting those dollars in the right spot in the best way. That is our focus and always what we're trying to do. Throwing money at problems is just not the way to do it. We're looking for outcomes, good outcomes for people. And too often that gets left behind, and we forget it. People forget about that, and that's not what we have to do.
You know, I agree with both my colleagues here. I think it is important to be focusing on priorities that have a return on investment, smart money into programs that work. Likewise, I think this is an area of the budget that we're going to have the biggest difficulty with in the closing days of session. And of course, nobody wants to see Health and Human Services spending crowd out worthy investments in other areas of the budget, whether it's education or transportation. But I also think that Health and Human Services is a part of our budget where it's easy to be penny wise and pound foolish and recognize that maybe there's some initial cost savings by not fully funding a program this year, but we're going to end up having a significant burden because of the consequences of that lack of funding in the out years down the road. And so what's that sweet spot? How do you expect program reform and accountability, but also making sure that you're giving these programs the funding they need to succeed? And I think that's that sweet spot that we strive for. And I think legislatures in the past have struggled over this very issue, and I imagine this is going to be a tough conversation for us in the closing days of session. But we have to recognize that these are important programs. They serve a very vulnerable population in Minnesota, and we want to try to get it right and try to make Minnesota's approach to Health and Human Services fit under the federal blanket of reform that we're just adjusting to right now in Minnesota.